status check to proceed with terminal count. Atlas Systems. Propulsion. Go. Hydraulics. Go. Pneumatics. Go. LO2. Water. Go. Centaur Systems. Propulsion. Go. Pneumatics. Go. LO2. LH2. Electrical Systems. Airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS. Go. Flight Control.
Go.
DC Cubed.
Go.
COM.
Go.
Timer.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
DCS.
Go.
Redline Monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Op Safety Manager.
Go.
ULA Safety Officer.
Go.
Vehicle System Engineer.
Go.
Anomaly Chief.
ACS go.
Range Coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Launch Director.
Launch vehicle is ready to launch.
Mission Director.
CMD, you have permission to launch.
Proceeding with account.
3, 2, 1, mark.
Yes, live. Okay, my insert scene is not working. I don't know why. I'm not gonna bother fixing it today because I'm a little tired, and I went to Spain last week, and I've because of the air conditioning in the bus, I think I have a cold now. But yeah. So yeah, today we're gonna build a Delta IV. So it's still rolling out of the printer right now. So yeah, the Delta IV, which or this Delta IV we're gonna build, or I'm gonna build, is the one that launched. It was the last launch. It was the NRO L79, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was 79. And so yeah, gonna put it on. music on. Turn it down a bit. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm gonna check on the files and get back to you soon. Yes, how was it? Well, my trip in Spain was epic. Well, yeah. It was Rosa, as they call it. So it was the area where Dali, and it's basically north of Barcelona, or actually as a Spanish say, Barcelona. So yeah, oh, I need to change the thumbnail. Oh. So yeah, before I left, I made this, which is the internal tube of a flying rocket, and I'm not going to tell you which model it is. I'm going to keep it as a surprise, but there is going to be a model which is going to fly. Yeah, so I hope I can finish it in this holiday. I have 2 weeks of holiday, and so yeah, and I made this tube basically. So the engine, I've put it in. It's a Klima, I believe it's the C engine I have here. Well, that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's a C engine, but it has an ejection charge, and I don't want it to splatter all the hot particles against the rocket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna epoxy the outside, so it's a little bit stronger. It's already very strong. And what else am I gonna do? So yeah, but basically I think it's 2 or 3 layers of 200 grams paper. So those little particles that are actually, they're glowing particles, but they glow for just a fraction of a second, but they're not gonna burn through. But I don't want to take the risk of it splattering on the inside of my rocket and breaking the outside skin, because this is actually also a guiding tube for the engine, because it has all those rings. It will basically be almost straight in, once I insert it into the rocket. So I will make the booster and then just shove this in, glue it tight, and then it will fit. So yeah, my printer was still working on it, and that's because I've adjusted the settings. Yeah, I've adjusted the settings, so it takes about, I think, 2 or 3 minutes for each page to be printed, but all the details are so sharp. So yeah, cool. I'm planning to fly my first rocket in the summer. So which rocket are you making a scratch build or a model, or are you making a actual model rocket fly? So let's say you're making a Falcon 9 fly. I need to retweet my stream. I need to tag everybody. Ugh. No, Simon wasn't coming. So, yeah. We left Spain yesterday evening at 6:30, and we got here. I got back home at 10:30. So, and I slept for a few hours this afternoon. So yeah, that's. But sleeping in a bus is not really comfortable. I can't recommend it. Still, I had great fun though. You make sure it's strong and get a. Do you know what? If you know which engines you're gonna fly, or if you don't have engines yet and you still need to buy them, first build your model, then weigh it, and see how what the mass is, and then look up some statistics of your engines. You can buy, because I can buy lots. I can buy American engines, and I can buy German engines, and I use the German ones because they have sort of one size fits all. Because the Americans, the Estes, I believe, they have A, B, and C engines. If you look up what A, B, and C is just the power they have. So A is has the least power, and then it goes up to all the way through F, H, I even. But I believe from D or E on, it's called high power rocketry, and you need to get it certified, which is great fun though. But over here I need to travel for 2.5 or 3 hours to get something higher than 400 meters. So yeah, that's not what I'm going to do in the near future. But you need to look up what on the mass. Get this app. It's called Apogee. You fill in your mass and you get a rough estimation. It's this one. It's Apogee, and I believe it's iOS and Android. So get that app, figure out the mass of your rocket, then look up some statistics, and actually go and fill everything in, and go ahead and it's very rough, but if you then hit enter or hit calculate, it calculates the height it's gonna reach. So this rocket is gonna be a heavyweight. I think it's gonna be around 300 grams. Between 200 and 300 grams it's gonna end up for sure. I hope 200 because it flies higher, but this one is going to reach to 17, or if I put a C engine in, I'm going to get 17 meters, misschien, well, maybe even higher. A D engine is going to reach 150, maybe even higher. But yeah, figure it out and then buy your engines. So yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs again, see what of the model, what else it has printed, and then I'm gonna start building. Then I'm done with all this bullshit. Yes, I have enough of the rocket ash, so I can start building. So actually, what I'm not really making the stock model. This is going to be the where's my ruler? Dang it. No, I need to go downstairs again for my ruler. Okay. Sigh. Hey, I'm back. Okay. So actually what I did, and it's still printing all the things. I built or I printed this out and all the other stuff. What is this? Well, anyway, as you can see, it's the bright orange Delta rocket. But what I did is I went ahead and found the files of the Orion Delta IV Heavy launch. And yeah, so what I did was I went ahead and printed out the second stage. So I'm gonna, this is the interstage and the second stage. Actually, this part is the second stage and this is the interstage. I'm gonna these are joined. I'm gonna cut them loose and I'm gonna build the whole second stage. So I have a sort of scratch build. It's not really a scratch build, but still it's not gonna be as scratch build as I did with Ariane 5 ES upper stage, which I love how it turned out. It's really cool. It should be a different color, but anyway. So yeah. Oh. So yeah. I'm excited. Let's go and build. I'm gonna zoom in on my so you can all see what I'm doing. Yeah. So yeah, the Delta IV, expensive rocket, powerful rocket. It's actually it's, I don't know how to yeah, in my opinion it's still the most powerful rocket, because if you reuse, or if you recovered the Falcon Heavy, the Falcon Heavy is less powerful, and since it's made to be recoverable, I don't think we should say it's in theory the Falcon Heavy is the most powerful, but in yeah, in real life the Delta IV Heavy is more powerful. And if you expand the Falcon Heavy, it is more powerful, yes, for sure. But that's not its intention. So yeah, I think it's good to, or I think it's right to say the Delta IV Heavy still owes its place as the most powerful rocket, although in theory the Falcon Heavy is more powerful. And I'm gonna turn all autofocus because I'm annoyed by all the so yeah. So yeah. Also, the Delta IV is its engines. Good night. Hey, you're watching. Are your guests also watching, Simon? I think this stream passed its intention, because I wanted just to show people what I do when I go and build, but now it's sort of a hangout for everybody who just wants to chat, because my chat room is sort of a a hangout place. Just got back from dinner. What did you have for dinner, Simon? Ow! Fudge. I almost stabbed myself. Not yet. So if you notice, I've put some different music on. I just looked for a playlist which has copyright or copyright-free music. It's some of the. Oh yeah, pizza. I love pizza. It's sometimes it's a bit cheesy, but it's still music. I love to have some background music. So yeah. So Simon, wait, let me think of that sentence. ¿Cómo estás? Yes. ¿Cómo estás, everyone? Know my Spanish. I've learned Spanish. I had Spanish lessons last week because it was a school trip, so. You don't know. I have a local pizza place and it's also really good, so you can't, and you haven't tasted it yet, so you can't say yours is the best. Dang. Stupid cold. I went to Spain and I got a cold. That is one of the most hilarious things I've heard, I think. I think it's hilarious. I went to a hot place and I got a cold. But I probably got it last night. Hey, Jakub. Welcome everybody. Yes, I can. Yeah, you no, I don't think you can say that yours is the best without tasting someone else's. I think it's selfish. No. I think I believe you. It's really good, but our local pizza. I'm not gonna drive past Paris. I'm not gonna drive 4 hours past Paris for good pizza. So I'm just gonna drive 10 minutes to get good pizza, and thereby, and also probably my pizza's gonna get cold when I get home. So no. Why shouldn't I cut like this? I'm not gonna cut it out with scissors because this is the straightest I can get it. What's wrong? What's wrong with me cutting this? My ruler was on the part. Yeah, you can, but sometimes it goes like this, and then I always gonna need. But gyros today. Oh, yeah, agreed. Gyros doesn't beat anything. Well, it's hard to beat stroopwafels though. Luckily I had a pack of stroopwafels with me on my trip to Spain. stroopwafels are the best. There are a few things that can beat stroopwafels. Well, baklava can beat stroopwafels for me, but so yeah. Also, the engine they used on the Delta 4, I'm gonna talk a bit more, is the RS. Wait, let me see. What was it? It was the RS. My mind is not working with me. Normally I know these things, but it's the RS 67, I believe, and nowadays they use the 67A. So they it was a cheaper version of basically it was supposed to be a cheaper version of the RS25, which powered the shuttle and is powering the space launch system. And actually difference between those was, if you have a look at a picture of a RS27, you see it's made of all, or the engine bell is actually made of a lot of tubes, and through those tubes they put liquid hydrogen through these tubes, so it cooled the engine, and actually it heated up the hydrogen, so it had more pressure, or actually slightly higher pressure, and this is what you call regeneratively cooled engines. But the RS26 only has the chamber regeneratively cooled, but the nozzles, so the part of the engine you see is ablative, so it's made of graphite, and that's why you see the yellow color on the flame, because it's the carbon actually ablating from all the heat, and that's why those RS27s have those blue flames, because it's basically it's a very hot, near perfect ratio of hydrogen and oxygen. So yeah, guys, what do you think? Am I correct when I'm saying, or when I say that the Delta 4 still is the most powerful rocket, since the Falcon Heavy is built to be reusable, and when it is in reusable mode, it doesn't outperform the Delta 4 Heavy. It only outperforms the Delta 4 Heavy when it is in expendable mode. Or do you think I'm wrong saying that? I know on paper it is, because it has more delta V, but sad you can't print. This is not gonna be in the origin on the file of the NROL 47 mission, but I took the second stage from the Orion mission, and I'm gonna combine it. So this is still one part now, but I'm gonna cut it loose. Oh, no, this is still one part, but I'm gonna cut it loose. So this is the second stage. So all the fuel tanks and the engines will be here. I have a lot of people watching right now. For me, I have a lot of people. So yeah, Thursday I believe it is, or is it? Yeah, it's earlier. At least the 25th. Can someone look up the day for me? What is the 25th? Because they will launch the Sentinel 3B on a rocket. So okay. Simon, yeah, that's the part where I don't agree on, because this rocket was built to be expendable, and yeah, it's still cheaper, that no doubt, but I would choose the Falcon Heavy over the Delta IV because of its cost. But the Delta IV has a little bit more capability when it comes to, it was already designed to be expendable, and the Falcon Heavy wasn't. So when you have the Falcon Heavy, when you make it expendable, it will cost you a lot of extra money. Well, it's still cheaper, so, but yeah, it will cost SpaceX a lot of extra money because they can't reuse it. So yeah, I think it's still not, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the upper stage is more efficient, so I think it has more yeah, well, just I disagree with you guys, but I know why you think it is. Well, it's not the most powerful one, but it's the most it has the most capability when they use it for their intended use. It's still cheaper, yeah, I agree. But and two, this kind of leads up to the debate of putting the James Webb Telescope on a Falcon Heavy. I don't think they should put it on a Falcon Heavy, just because it was, for one, they can't, because it was designed for the Ariane 5, so they should put it on the Ariane 5, and the Falcon Heavy doesn't have the Falcon Heavy doesn't have the internal volume of the fairing, I believe. It's just a bit too short, and thereby they only flew the Falcon Heavy once, while the Ariane 5 has not failed since. Well, they had a trajectory error, which I don't think really is a failure, but it can lift more. Yeah, but it can only lift more. Yeah. It depends. If you want to reuse the Falcon Heavy, it only can lift half of the payload the Delta IV Heavy can lift, and if you make it expendable, it can lift more, for sure, but that's only true if you expend the Falcon Heavy, and therefore I believe that the Falcon Heavy is not really, the sheer power of the engines is greater than the 3 engines of the Delta IV, yes. Yeah, and also the you know, just to come back to the James Webb Telescope, the Ariane 5 hasn't failed since 2003. That's 15 years of successful flights. Yes, they had not last flight, but the flight before that they had a trajectory error, but the satellites still got where they wanted to go, although they had some of their live. Yeah, I'm still comparing, but you. What I'm trying to, my point I'm trying to make is that the Falcon Heavy was built to be reusable, while the Delta IV Heavy wasn't. So I think we should stop comparing. Yes, yeah, I'm still comparing it though. But yeah. Therefore, we shouldn't really use the expendable version of the Falcon Heavy. And if you have something that is going on a further trajectory, or it should launch in a few years where you actually need to expand the Block 5 booster, so when it is not financially viable to reuse it again. So let's say after those 10-15 flights of the booster, and when you see something which is important, which can still fly for once or twice, and you start to think about recovering it again, is the cost is greater than recovering it and refurbishing it is greater than just expanding it. You should expand it, but only after a few flights, and therefore not after a few flights, but after a lot of flights. So if you have those if you're in a case where you need to launch a satellite, but none of these boosters are available that need to be expanded, so Delta IV Heavy, yeah. So everybody's thinking of putting it on a Falcon Heavy, but I think the discussion should be Ariane 5 or Delta IV Heavy. But then again, the Ariane 5, it was built for the Ariane 5. It's in cooperation with ESA. ESA is actually paying for the launch, and because it's a European rocket, and the Delta IV is actually way more expensive. You can launch actually 2 Ariane 5, maybe 3, for the launch of 1 Delta IV Heavy. But then again, if you have one of these payloads which it's those 20 tons and it needs to go really far out, if money is not an issue, I think I would go for the Delta IV Heavy, because I think it's a waste to expand the Falcon. So yeah, I reckon Block 5 will be able to be reused way more than those 10 times. Yeah, it will, but I was just making an example, so I hope you understand. I know it's gonna fly way more than than those 10 or 15 times I said, but those 10 times is for, let's say, without refurbishment. So after those 10 flights, the checks on the rocket they're gonna check it more thoroughly. But let's say after 20 flights of the booster, you see a part has been worn, and it's one of those expensive parts. So let's say, I don't know really, but it's let's say all 9 of those engines are need to be replaced in a few flights, and the engine is basically the most expensive part, and the booster's already worn. Maybe on one of these occasions it's cheaper for SpaceX to expand the rocket than to land it back, have it recovered, pay for all the recovery costs, and then refurbish it again for the price they could build a new booster. Or actually also those engines could maybe be put on a new booster and then have them fly 10 more times, instead of having the booster have new engines put on the booster and then fly it only once or twice before the booster is going to be scrapped and those engines need a new booster. So I don't know how it works really, but I imagine in these cases they should expand the boosters. That's what they're doing with those Block 4s actually, because Block 5 is around the corner. They don't really have the storage space anymore, so yeah, they just fly it 2 times, maybe 3 times, because we have a few Block 4 boosters still in storage. So yeah, but anyway, I believe the Delta IV is a great rocket, but it's not commercially viable. Yeah, because the coast phases of this upper stage, they can last for 8 hours, maybe a little bit more, but the Falcon Heavy doesn't. I don't think really has those times in it. They could in the future, but right now, if I have something that maybe needs 8 hours of coast phase, it's not proven yet. When you finish everything about rockets, what do you think about finishing the whole ISS thing and deorbiting it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they should deorbit it, but maybe, yeah, I don't know, because you could I think that's a difficult one, because the Russians are still trying to launch a new module, so they're not done with the ISS yet, and the USA wants to pull out, but the ESA and the rest of so ESA, Roscosmos, JAXA and Canadian Space Agency, they're still seeing potential in keeping the ISS up there, and it's still doing okay, and so I don't think Yeah, they will deorbit it in the end, but I don't think it will be deorbited within 20 years. They can't leave it up. No, if they leave it up there, it's probably it deorbits within 3 or 4 years, I think. But I don't know, because the ISS is larger than the Mir, I think. And yeah. Russian, no, but if you have a go to Google and look for the Nauka module, that is slated to go to the ISS next year, and then afterwards they put a docking module on it, and the Russians are still okay with keeping the ISS up there. 2024. Now, 2024 is the year that NASA is gonna pull out of the ISS project, but that leaves a spot open, and maybe China wants to join in. And if the Americans are gonna pull out for sure in 2024, they leave a place, and China has shown that it wants to cooperate in space, because there are European astronauts training with Chinese taikonauts, and I believe within a few years we will hear that on a future Shenzhou, a European is going to travel to a space station, to one of the Chinese space stations. I don't know if they're going to have another flight to Chang'e 2. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Who knows? But I think if they leave, they definitely when they leave, they definitely will when they leave, they definitely will leave a spot open, which I almost am sure will be taken by the Chinese. I hope it stays up there for a really long time. Yeah, it's not really in a busy orbit, so they maybe can boost it up higher. Now, you're talking about 2024 is the Americans proposed to pull out of the ISS in 2024, but that leaves a gap of 4 years at least, because all the other agencies involved said they wanted to go on till 2028. So yeah, maybe China is gonna play a part, launch a module to the ISS, and so right now the Russian modules are like the surface modules. They're getting old. They're almost 20 years. Yeah, this year the Cessna is up there for its 20th year. or actually no, it's the 19th year. In November is gonna be, or no, when was it? October, November. At the end of the year, it's gonna have its 20th birthday in space. So yeah, maybe they will just detach the. Maybe they will just find a way of salvaging the modules and or replacing modules, or sort of refurbishing it, which will maybe cost a lot, but NASA's a new target. Yeah. Ugh. It would be really cool to see Taikonauts on the ice. Yeah, I think so too. And I don't know what they're gonna do with the modules because they're NASA modules, and if they've, well, it's not really totally US modules, because if you, and some modules are also are a cooperation between ESA and NASA, so it's really difficult. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think it's a sort of showing that we should go further on, but maybe it's good to keep the research going close to Earth. We could do it at the Lunar Gateway, definitely, but it would increase cost of getting research there, and I don't think that's the way to go. If you wanted to keep zero-G research going, you should just keep the ISS up there and not go further on, because you will still need the research on the ISS. Yeah, and I think they're gonna do it, just leave their hardware up there, because yeah, why wouldn't they? They would leave the station crippled. Actually, well, they would just disable the whole station when you're up to, not when they actually they really can't, because they will only wait for them to not leave their modules to the next players is to deorbit the station. But the US can't deorbit the station because the engines are on the Russian side, so they have no choice. So for how long? Let's see. For how long have we been going? Oh, for only about an hour. Now the Lunar Gateway can be for research. Depends on which orbit you put it. If you put it in a somewhat polar orbit or a really inclined orbit, you can get lunar science out of it. Definitely. Put cameras on there. Yeah, they could use it for a moon station, but I don't think they should. But because they then need to. The only place they can do research then is in the orbit of the moon, which will hugely increase the cost because there are only a few rockets that can put payloads on that trajectory, which of course is the Falcon and the SLS, and maybe the Russian could do something with a new rocket of them. And Europe can't get there. I don't know. And maybe a Cygnus could get there, but they need the SLS, and as you know, it's gonna be just as expensive as the shuttle. So yeah, not a lot of research is gonna go to lunar orbit because it's cheaper and closer to get in Earth orbit, for sure. Well, either way, well, Simon, they just have no choice if they leave the ISS. They can't deactivate the modules because they will basically just choke the other astronauts to death. And yeah, well, the Russian part, they could deactivate it, but they will leave the station crippled, and the Russians basically need the Russians to deorbit it. It sounds cheap. Shuttle. Is it the meaning of shuttle in Polish or cheap? I'm not gonna try and pronounce that name. Sorry. Jakob, how is your I forgot. How are your exams going actually? Or did you finish your exams? I was in Spain. My head was not really thinking about school, but how did it go? I think it's gonna be a shorter stream today. I might throw out no, it's gonna be sunny. I don't know. I might throw out a afternoon stream tomorrow and continue building. It's Sunday tomorrow, could do. Prom. Okay. Ugh. Anyway, let me finish the engine section first before anything else, because engines are important. I should get my compass cutter for this. Yay! Oh, you're gonna start the ISS. Yes. in Greek they translate it as space bus. We don't have a Dutch word for it, I think. Yes, we have. It's like, if you literally translate it, it's space feather. That's how they translate it in Dutch. Or actually, veer is more like ferry. It's space ferry or space feather. Good. So you pass your exam. I'm gonna get my compass cutter so I can cut the nice circle. Or maybe it is somewhere in here. I haven't been at home for last week. So oh yeah, I can show you guys. So for my flying model, I'm building this. Actually, this is just a try on a cardboard, but it's gonna be, I have an extra of these, so I might put 2 on, so I can fire 2 rockets, but don't know. So actually what it is basically you need to, let me get a seat. So first turn on the power, then you have the launch key, insert launch key. Actually it's supposed to be in this position, then put it on, which totally powers on everything. Then go ahead and arm it, and then I wanted to have the blue light on, and then when it's armed, go ahead and flip the switch and fire your rocket, and then once you finish, you just turn it off, disarm, exit the launch key. So yeah, and this is going to be my electronic ignite board thingy, and I'm going to paint it black, and I need to connect everything still, and maybe I will have the other one, which is basically the same. It is the same. Have it right here so I can fire 2, or have the arming switch here, and then have the second firing here, so I can have to fire it with both. Just like launching a nuke, but different. Like having 2 2 people firing for the rocket to totally fire. But I need to figure out everything. I need to learn my electronics, so yeah. And my phone keeps buzzing, so should check on it. Everybody's going to sleep early. Funny. So yeah, that's also what I'm doing right now, which is fun though, making a launch board. I should put everything back in. So yeah, have it like this. Have the second firing switch here. Have you seen? Yeah, I have. But I'm not gonna go all the way like that. I have some. I like those manual firing things. Like I love the Apollo launch. Someone made a launch desk with Apollo space time. Bye Simon. And I really love the way those manual launch things look. I love the look of it. Anyway, but I think this is going to be my final configuration. I will rig up everything and then go ahead, and I will definitely film the launch. I don't think I can live stream it because there's no way of I can stream out in a field. But anyway, I'm gonna get my compass cutter and other parts I printed out. So yeah. Are there more questions about this rocket? Because of course you're still watching, so they have my playlist and no I didn't. Huh. Joke, yeah. Let me check. I need to redo this. Sure, out of 4. Huh? Well, anyway, are we already building the BFR? I would love to see it. I'm gonna design the Omega rocket, which I think is gonna be fun. And you should see the Vector R coming very soon. Vector R slash Vector H, because the pictures you see up at their site are actually the files I use when I design stuff, so it's really easy to design those, and I'm working on them. So hold on for a few more days. And I also have made the NASA Electron. So yeah, loads of new models coming. Ooh. Airlock model. Oh, you built a quest. Let me see. I was working on that, I believe. Or didn't I? I've built it, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's the second time I'm building the ISS, so can't remember what I've done and what's not done yet. So yeah. Ugh. Oh yeah, last week the paper Rocket Man dropped his ISS. He basically deorbited, which I found funny. Well, it's not funny, but I made a joke. I asked him who deorbited his ISS. This part of the Delta IV is really difficult. Ooh, something other than the rocket. Yeah, same. I'm still working on the Formula 1 car from like the Hamilton's car. Oh yeah, I think I missed it on Twitter. I'm not sure, I should check, but yeah, I didn't have great Wi-Fi. I've not really enjoyed my my watching of the test launch. I could still watch it, but it kept buffering. And then it jumped to the 10-second countdown just before the launch. So I got the launch until like 1 minute, then it buffered for another minute, and then I saw the landing, and that's it. I'm gonna wait 20 minutes for the launch, and then for the second firing of the second stage, so I just went to sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna continue for another half an hour and then I'm gonna call it a day. this is not gonna be one of those late night streams. I might do another stream tomorrow afternoon European time, but I'm gonna see. I got a sneak peek. Ooh, I want to see. Can I show the sneak peek? Right in the middle. Yeah, it was. Oh. So, Parthenes is making the BFR. Oh god, no, I have that ugly cross again. Yeah, I can show it, okay. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna turn up my brightness, so it's already turned up all the way. Oh wait, I should get the autofocus on again. Continuous autofocus. Ugh. So yeah, as you can see, he is making the BFR. So yeah, or actually, I don't think I'm gonna make a building stream tomorrow. Okay, I want you guys' opinion. Oh, did I click it away again? No, I didn't. What the F? Okay. Apparently, it is not working. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. No, I'm not gonna fix it today. Wait, what are those three small circles? Those are the sea level engines on the BFS, so the upper stage, like the spaceship. Yes, they are the BFS engines. So yeah, I want your guys' opinion. Should I do a design stream instead of a building stream? Not now, but no, they changed it to 3. They use them for landing, and there are 3 of them. He's correct. There are 3 of them. But do you guys think I should do a design stream sometime? And then just with some music and me designing the rocket, or should I just capture it and then have a sort of time-lapse video? I'm kind of jealous. Parthenis, yeah, because you have Adobe Illustrator, which is basically the best program to use. You can use. But I don't, so ugh. But it works fine though. So yeah. Okay. Definitely. So do a live stream? Okay, I'm gonna do a live stream. Hey, I like it. Okay. Let me set it up for tomorrow. I will have a sort of test stream slash start of design. I will keep the vectors as a surprise for you guys. There should be some surprise. But let me start on the Omega tomorrow. I would like to change it to Adobe, but no, I don't have the money for it. It's $20 a month, and I get all these unnecessary programs. You can't just pay for one app for, let's say, a few euros or bucks a month. No, it's just 20 bucks for the whole packet, or just nothing. There I'd rather go with Inkscape because it's free. So yeah. Ugh. Pirate version is always there. Yeah. When I was younger, I really pirated a lot of things, but right now there are laws in place which make you pay for everything you pirate. So nah, not good. Not gonna bother. I'm fine with just using Inkscape for the time, and you know, I might need it for university later on, and then I'm gonna get it anyway, but not right now. Unnecessary. Yeah, it was in the past. I almost did it once. I almost bought it, but I didn't, which I think is a shame. I should have done. I should have bought it, but I didn't. But yeah, they just want a lot of money from you for basically the one program you need. Ugh. This doesn't fit. Ugh. Using Mac. The only downside about using Mac computers, a lot of people or actually a lot of people use Windows, but when you have the like the Word files, you can't send just Word files to someone else, because I had a friend of mine sent me some files and I couldn't open them. I needed to convert them first, which is annoying, but yeah. So yeah, when I finish the engine, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. I'm gonna change the stream, so you will see the time for tomorrow for a sort of test slash design stream. And I might give my people on the other side of the, like on the west side of the earth something, so on the east side I mean, by doing a earlier stream. Ouch. My whole body just hurts from sleeping in the bus. It's not really comfortable sleeping in a bus. That is. I don't recommend sleeping in a bus, but hey, that's better than not sleeping at all. If Apple products were just a little bit less expensive, I might consider buying Apple instead of Windows, but no, sorry. And also, Apple's or Macs are not really good gaming computers, so nah. I could do a little bit of KSP tomorrow. It would be fun. They're worth it. Yeah. Yeah, Steve Jobs definitely, they lost their good inspiration when Steve died. So yeah. Hey, I finished the engines. Guys, thank you so much for watching and tuning in to this a little bit crazy, silly, still startup streamer. I love what you guys do, what you build, and yeah, thank you for hanging. So I will see you hopefully tomorrow, and otherwise catch you in 2 weeks. Next week there will be, oh no, I will be hosting the launch, so tune in for next launch. And if you only got here for building streams, just see you in 2 weeks. Have a great night. Thank you for watching.